Well, hello. I am in Dubuque, Iowa, and I am not here for anything to do with Laura Ingalls Wilder, so I'm sorry, no Laura shirt today. But I have taken an adventure. In between the close of the workshop today and the reception tonight, I decided to do something on my life goals list, which is to go to the Elevator Railway here in Dubuque. I left from the Grand Harbor Hotel, which is where we're staying for the conference, and walked all the way over to the railroad and then caught a hotel shuttle back. So here's some highlights of that experience. If you grow up in Iowa, there are certain historic and touristy things that you end up hearing about a lot, assuming that you pay any attention at all. One of those things is right here in Dubuque. It's the world's shortest railroad. Back in 1882, Dubuque was an hour-and-a-half town. That meant that everything closed down around lunchtime for an hour and a half, and able to give people a chance to get home for lunch, even those on the top of the bluff. It took Mr. J.K. Graves, who had a bank that was just 2.5 blocks away from his home, but his bank was at the bottom of the hill, his house was at the top. It would take him a half hour by horse and buggy to get around up to his house. Having seen similar elevators in Europe and at the Columbia Exposition in Chicago, he decided to petition the town to start his own. The concession was granted, and the elevator has been going ever since. My mom hates heights, so I've never actually done this before, so it should be experience. It says, the cable car is operated from above. Get in and sit down. Pull belt cord when ready. Operator will signal with a buzz and the car will start to move. Please remain seated until car has stopped at the top. It's $2 for a trip up and down, or you can do one way for $1. The cars pass en route at this slight widening of the tracks between. Got the idea for the railroad from the Columbia Exposition in Chicago. This turnstile was actually used at the fair. You pay at the top.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you.
While you're up on the deck, be sure to look for the elf exit. Originally a hole to pull out beams, it is now a fun thing to look for. That's just the kind of thing you find here in Iowa. At the top of the hill is a lovely old residential neighborhood, although the original house by the man who commissioned the railroad sadly burned down in the 60s. The Fenland Place elevator has been described as the world's steepest, shortest scenic railway. 296 feet in length, elevating passengers 189 feet from the 4th Street to Fenland Place. Magnificent views of the business district, the Mississippi River, and 3 states. coming along on the railroad, but don't think that this counts for you to check it off your life goals list. You need to come to Dubuque yourself.